Hi, welcome to Central Methodist University post-game report. I'm Tyler Wynn. I'm staying alongside women's basketball head coach James Arnold following their win tonight against the Culver-Stockton Wildcats by a score of 86-73. Coach, going into halftime, you were down 4 points. A lot of turnovers there in the first half, a little sloppy play, but in the second half I thought you guys did a lot better controlling the pace of the ball. Is that something you guys talked about at halftime?
Absolutely, and I know that at halftime we went into the locker room with 6-7 consecutive turnovers. We had some interesting combinations on the floor because of some foul trouble that we had. We didn't want anybody to pick up a third foul in the first half, so I think that led to a little bit of it. And you know, Culver-Stockton came out ready to play harder in those last 5 minutes than we did, and it hurt us going to the locker room. But like you said, we talked about having 17 turnovers or something at halftime, which is just one of the most coach teams I've ever had for a coach team we've ever had. So it was a lot of turnovers. We had to make adjustments, and controlling the tempo and getting into a half-court offense was one of those things we wanted to work on.
Coach, last year you guys had 2 close contests against the Culver-Stockton, but this was a different team. With the additions of Mimi Reeves, they have a couple new freshmen on it. Were you able to go back and watch any of the game tape of last year, or was it just too much of a different team?
Well, they run a lot of the same things, and a lot of us coaches are creatures of habits, and we do run a lot of the same things. And we found a few things that we could draw upon, and we watched a lot of the film early on. Mimi Reeves, of course, is a scoring phenomenon, and last year they had Anisha Starks who led the league in scoring, so there's a lot of similarities there. But last year it was a team that was really senior-heavy. They lost 4 or 5 kids that were seniors. They lost another girl that was a junior that left early. And so this team is quite a bit younger, very dangerous. They've won 3 in a row coming tonight. They're still figuring out who they are as a young ball club. So I was really pleased at coming out in the second half and able to get the big win.
We talked about Mimi Reeves, who is leading the league in scoring. She did finish with 20 points tonight, but it seemed like from watching it was a quiet 20. What did you guys do game plan going in to stop her, or what was the attack on that?
Well, one of the reasons we really recruited Brittany Joseph was the fact that she can come in and she's so long and athletic that she can defend both post players and guards. And she did an incredible job tonight. When Mimi got away from us and had the big push towards the end of the first half, was that she got to the free throw line in time. She's a force when she can lower her head and go. We tried to throw some different bodies on her, and when BJ was out with a little bit of foul trouble, we struggled doing that. And Mimi scored. She hit some threes down the stretch late too. She can shoot the ball. She can get to the free throw line. She's a really nice player. We were fortunate at times that she got some good looks and didn't finish on them, and I thought BJ did a really nice job of keeping her from having allowed 25. Because you're right, when you get 8, 9 points from the free throw line and 2 or 3 threes late to get 20, then it's a quiet 20.
And we talked about Mimi Reeves, the matchup problems she faces or opposes, but Brittany Joseph creates just as many.
Yeah.
With her ability to go down low post, but also drive the ball, and on both ends of the floor. You talked about, I noticed how she went on top of the key of Mimi Reeves a little bit there at the end of the game. Talk about just the possibilities of different game planning things you can do with Brittany Joseph, and how much you enjoy having that.
Well, early on we talked about how this was the kind of kid that we needed to recruit. Last year we had Kat Kyle who kind of served in that role, but she wasn't able to really do the things inside that BJ is, in addition to being able to do the things outside. BJ stepped out and hit some threes. She's defending guards. She's defending post players. And we went 3 consecutive possessions, I think, where we got her the ball on the elbow and let her drive to the basket, and she scored 6 straight points. And she's a matchup nightmare. It's a lot to ask of one player at times, and so it's been nice to see some other people step up. But, you know, BJ had a little bit of a stretch where she wasn't shooting the ball particularly well. Tonight was big for all of our confidence, and I thought for sure that we would have a better shooting tonight than we've had in a while, and we certainly did.
Yeah, shot over 50% from on field goal, but also over 50% from behind the three-point line. Raylan Nuss really started heating up there in the second half. When she gets going, Gather Cole gets going. We already talked about Joseph. How much fun is it just to think of plays with just all these different weapons you seem to have up on offense?
Well, those two can really shoot the ball, and it was a nice change-up where we went scoreless from the three-point line against Benedictine. So tonight I knew that we had a chance to, you know, averages are averages for a reason. Numbers usually balance themselves out, and they certainly did tonight by us shooting nearly 60% from 3. You know, also, we got a nice lift from Brooke Paulsell, who come in and hit a big 3, as well as Brittany Hotzenpiller, who has a knack for coming in when we need a lift and coming in and giving us a minute or 2 when we do and hitting a big 3 and kind of sparking us and getting everybody going. And we shot 6 for 6 from 3 in the second half. We shot really well from the free throw line and got to the free throw line. Second half is about as well as we played all year long, and we need to continue, and hopefully that carries through with a really good Baker team on Saturday.
Yeah, you guys improved to 6-2 in conference play. next matches of Baker, then you guys are home against Evangel. With Benedictine and Mid-Am right in front of you, guys remain one loss behind them in the comp. How important are these other games just to stay with them?
Well, it's always important to take care of business at home. You know, going on the road is always tough, especially in this league. Teams know what you're going to do. They're well coached. They have you scouted. They know your first and second option. So it comes down to the little things, and we've got to make sure we do those things. Baker's just lost in the last 10 seconds tonight to Benedictine, we saw. So Baker's going to absolutely be playing for their lives as well in the standings. It's important for us to go to try to get one, but going on the road against a well-coached team, Ben does a great job. It's going to be real challenging. And then, of course, coming back, we owe Evangel. That was one of our 2 losses. And it's always nice to play at home. This year, Puckett Fieldhouse, our crowds have gotten that much better. And I think the more we're winning and the men have been winning, the more people are going to get out and support us. So we're really excited about getting back here on Thursday, where the cafeteria is going to be serving dinner on the Court B. And then, you know, the big thing is we've got to take care of business on Saturday against a really good Baker team with not much of a turnaround.
Kind of one final thought, Coach. Last year you guys came in, kind of surprised people, ended up finishing 3rd in the conference. This year you guys come in, you guys improved to 17-2 in the year, but with more expectations. Is that something you guys talk about in program? Just playing with expectations, knowing teams like Culver Stockton are going to come in here and give you all they have each and every night.
We talked about it a lot earlier about expectations and having a target on our back, and we have that. The ladies have done a nice job for the most part of handling those expectations, but as the year continues to wind down, every game becomes that much more important. You're playing for, your playoff positioning. You're playing for a playoff spot. You're playing for an opportunity maybe to get an at-large bid. We want to win a conference championship. We want to hang a banner. And we've got a lot of work to do that. We're going to need some help, and we're going to need to take care of business. So your target gets bigger on your back when you're good. And the ladies have done a really good job of being good. And so we've got to make sure we handle those expectations, not to get too high, not to get too low, and understand we are who we are. And if we work hard and we play together and we make the extra pass and we do the things that have gotten us to 17-2, then we have a chance to be pretty good down the stretch.
Coach, thank you much for your time. Tonight, the Lady Wildcats defeat the Culver Stockton, or the Lady Eagles defeat the Culver Stockton Wildcats by a score of 86-73. Eagles travel to Baker on Saturday and will be home next Thursday night against Evangel. For all your latest action, news, and scores, make sure to check out cmueagles.com. I'm Tyler Wynn. Thank you.